recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivial Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivial Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in that list. Oh my God.
You're like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
Aaron.
I haven't started cooking more, but I have started thinking about cooking more, so I've looked at a lot of recipes for things. Mostly cocktails.
Zahkia.
I'm a very happy evil genius.
Yeah.
And Nick.
For all the listeners out there, if you spend enough money, you can be where I am today.
And the rest of the Trivial Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes the pub quiz out of the pub and brings it home to you. My name is Jonathan and I am here today with Carmela Smith. Hello, Carmela.
Hello, everyone.
I'm here today with Nick Groves. Hello, Nick.
Hey, Jonathan.
I am here today with Zahkia Mendoza. Hello, Zahkia.
Hello.
All right, so we have a great group here. Just by who I've announced so far, you know we're going to have fun, so this is awesome. But special guest today, Mr. Nick Ruble is with us. Hello, Nick.
Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Doing great. Nick, we all want to get to know you a little bit better, so tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself. And I apologize for other Nick. Apparently, he doesn't want to get to know you better. He just like vamoosed when I started talking to you.
Typical. Can't handle it. Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name's Nick Ruble. I'm from Lee Summit, Missouri. It's a suburb of Kansas City, the barbecue capital of the world. And I'm a labor and employment attorney. I represent businesses around the region and all over the country and all over the world. Something fun about myself. This is actually really timely. So for Gen X and elder millennials, sorry, but Weezer's Blue album was released 30 years ago yesterday. Beep.
How dare you?
I'm so sorry. But the fun thing that is Weezer related, my wife and I, when we met, we kind of bonded over our mutual love of this nerd rock band that we just adored. And when I was in law school, we actually got to perform on stage with Weezer in concert.
What?
That's dope.
Yeah, the local radio station had a contest, and it was when Raditude came out, and so they wanted fan-made videos for the song, If You're Wondering If I Want You To, I Want You To. And my wife sang with our pugs on YouTube, and this was like way back in the day, so it took forever. And we got picked. We got to go to the concert. We met the band beforehand. We went on the bus. Brian Bell, who is just like absolutely a rock star if there ever was one, practiced the song with us. And then we got to run out on stage in front of 15,000 people and sing the song. And it was just absolutely magical. And so I totally get why rock stars get addicted to that stuff, because it was fantastic.
That is brilliant. Were you like worried about it at all? I mean, how is your anxiety level about your singing?
Low, because my singing is that awful. I don't care. Right. Yeah. We hung out so Brian Bell, he was just like so cool. And if you meet the guy, he's just so chill. And it's like, all right, let's do this. Busted out his guitar. And we just start singing. And it's like, we're just hanging out with our best buds. And then I was a little nervous. And then I ran out there and I decided, like, you know what? Let's do it. We're going to jump up. We're going to bounce around. We're going to go crazy up here on stage. And the crowd went wild. It was amazing.
That's awesome. What a cool freaking experience that was. Good deal.
And now I have to change my song lyric question from the game.
I sincerely doubt that, Nick. All right. Well, we are going to have a fabulous time today. We're going to get it started right now with Warm It Up, Chris.
It's time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TWA, and that's Chris. And sometimes Jonathan.
All right, Chris.
Right. Today's Warm It Up, Chris, is brought to us from Nick Ruble, so thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
We're going to do it a little bit differently today than what we normally do. Normally, we go in a round robin where I start off at 12 o'clock on my screen, and we just take turns going in a circle to get the answers to the questions. What we're going to do today instead is it's a free-for-all. I am going to give you the prompt, and the first person that jumps in and gives me the answer is the person that gets the point.
We do points and warm it up, Chris.
How dare you?
You get your name on the sheet anyway.
Okay.
For the person that answered the question. Your category today, I am going to give you the name of the subtitle of a movie. And you tell me what is the franchise that it is from.
Franchise. They're all franchises?
They're all franchises. These are all sequels. So the subtitle of the movie. So, for example, if I say Infinity War,
Avengers.
Somebody will jump
Marvel
in with
Cinematic Universe. Sure.
So are we shouting out? Are we raising our hands?
Shout out. I think we
Okay.
go with shout out and we see what happens.
All
And
right,
then we'll go
cool.
from there.
That'd be great to edit.
Yeah, great way to get warmed up. Love it.
Nick, in that case, do you want Avengers or do you want Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I want Avengers because, like Captain America, the Captain America franchise is, while part of the MCU.
Yeah, I consider that all one giant franchise, but I got you. I'm glad I asked.
And that's fair. And I don't think that any of these fall into that category, so to speak. We won't have to make that call on any of these. And most importantly, there is one fictional sequel on here, but I don't think it'll be a problem.
Okay.
And the name for this format is First Come, First Serve.
Exactly. All right. Everybody understand what we're doing?
Yep, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then here we go. Your first one is When Nature Calls.
Ace Ventura.
Ooh, that's a solid tie between Zahkia and Nick. Since he's the guest, I'm going to give it to him. Number 2, Gold Member.
Austin Powers.
Powers.
Austin Powers is correct. That one was definitely Zahkia. All right. Number 3, Back in the Habit.
Sister Act.
Sister Act.
Sister Act. Carmela got it right. Good job. I believe that's a point for everybody except for Jonathan, who has nothing.
For what it's worth, I did say Austin Powers first, but I do notice that I have a delay.
Oh,
it's
do
really
you?
irritating because, like, when I'll talk, people will just start talking right over me.
Because
that
they can't
is
hear you.
a reason that I don't like Zoom.
Fair. All right, next one up, number 4, Cruise Control.
Speed.
Speed is right. That's Zahkia. All right, number 5, Golden Receiver.
Airbud.
Airbud.
I am locked in, guys.
I think we found Zakia's absolute wheelhouse. All right, next one, The Two Towers.
Lord of the
Lord of the
Rings.
Rings.
Yeah, again. All right. A Tale of Two Kitties.
Oh, 2 kitties. What cat movie?
Do we know any cat
a
with
Spy
Garfield?
Pets.
Garfield is
Garfield.
correct.
Oh, there we go.
Carmela with the right answer.
I was like, did Bill Murray do another one of those?
All right, next one. The Squeakquel.
Alvin and Chipmunks.
Alvin and Chipmunks.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. All right. Part 2.
Hot Shots.
Rambo.
Hot Shots.
Shots
That's it.
is correct.
Good job, Nick.
All right, everybody's favorite, Electric Boogaloo.
Breaking Two.
Breaking.
Breaking is right. Nick. All right, this one's the fictional one. The Search for More Money.
Spaceballs 2.
Spaceballs 2 is correct.
Got to get that yogurt merchandise, right?
33 and a third.
Naked Gun.
Naked Gun.
Whoa, well done.
No hesitation.
We found his
Man, Nick.
wheelhouse.
I introduced that to my wife a couple of weeks ago. She was a good sport about it, but she was like, I've lost all respect for you.
That's why you do it after you get married.
All right. The next one has multiple subtitles. So it's Hitler on Ice or Viking Funeral or Jews in Space.
This has got to be a Mel Brooks thing.
History of the World Part 1.
History of the World is correct.
Like, it's definitely a Mel Brooks movie.
All right. Armed and Fabulous.
Miss Congeniality.
That is correct.
That's correct.
The lack of hesitation out of at least one person in this call is astounding to me. Just instantaneous. All right. When Harry Met Lloyd.
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumber.
Dumber. Yeah. The Legend of Curly's Gold.
City Slickers.
City Slickers.
Is correct.
Yeah.
Well, I am not as fast as you guys most of the time. I'm like a beat off.
Yeah, it's a beat and a half almost. Money Never Sleeps.
Wall Street.
Wall Street is correct.
I didn't even know Wall Street was a
More
franchise.
than one Wall Street?
Yeah.
Like 30 years apart.
Yeah, it was 30 years later.
It's a Charlie Sheen heavy warm it up Chris. Loving it.
Back to the minors.
Major League.
That's correct.
Speaking of.
Sticking with the Charlie Sheen theme. Apparently he's been in a lot of sequels.
I don't think he was in that one.
All right. He wasn't in Back to the Minors, but he was in the Major League franchise.
Yeah.
Second to last one, your penultimate warm it up Chris prompt. Citizens on Patrol.
Police Academy.
Police Academy is right. And finally, your last one, The New Batch.
Gremlins 2.
Gremlins.
Golly, nice.
It's my all-time favorite movie, Gremlins 2, The New Batch.
Yeah. So I think with 20 of those, Jonathan ended up with 0. Carmela had 4.
I just got Police Academy.
I thought
Did somebody
Carmela
else
got
say
it
Police
faster.
Academy?
Carmela got it faster. Yeah.
I have a solid 2 to 3 second delay. This explains a lot about like the last few recordings have been very frustrating for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. And final count, Nick had 7. Zahkia had 9. So Zahkia, winner
good
of
job.
this week's Warm It Up Chris.
Quick draw McGraw.
The last instant response one we will do because Jonathan will say no more because he has a 3-second delay and therefore an unfair advantage.
By the way, Nick, did you paste the first question in the chat already?
He did.
Did I hit answer?
Yeah.
Did I hit answer? It was ready, but.
Yeah.
No, you did. You did.
I missed a couple that you had said because I was like, what is in the chat?
If you'll check the chat, you'll see that no, I did not do that.
Yeah, sure.
If you saw that, no, you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
He's gaslighting us, guys. Well, that is a good warm it up, Chris. Thank you, Nick. Guys, this is going to be episode number 482. That means we are on the main feed, which is going to be good because we're going to have a good time today. If you like Trivial Warfare and you want to hear all of the hijinks and things that you have never heard before, you can go back and listen to everything by becoming a member at trivialwarfarearmy.com. Sign up as a sergeant or higher. You'll get access to all kinds of old, fun times. You don't want to miss out on that. That's trivialwarfarearmy.com. And a reminder to come visit us in Denver, July 11th through the 14th. We are having a big get-together in the great city of Denver, Colorado. You can find out more on the Trivial Warfare Army Facebook group. There's a pinned post with the event. All you have to do is click on that, and you can get in the know. All right, y'all. We are going to have a great... Carmela will be there. Nick will be there. Zahkia should be there, but she won't be because she's mean.
July's a busy month for me.
Yeah, that's what they say. All right, today's matchup. It's going to be Jonathan and Zahkia versus Nick and Carmela. Nick Groves is hosting, and it's time to play the game.
Players. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on.
All right, round 1, question number 1, starting out in Jonathan's always favorite category of news and politics.
Hey.
Totally screwed. Hope you're good at this, Zahkia.
Hey.
Which U.S. state, once known as the Iodine State and home to many a sandlapper, recently found $1.8 billion in a bank account with no idea where it came from and no idea what it was for?
Did it say billion?
Yeah.
And they don't have any accounting on this?
Nope. Just showed up. They just, one of their state accountants found a bank account one day and looked at it, and there was $1.8 billion in it. And you know what? Good for him for being so honest, because if I was a state accountant that found $1.8 billion and nobody knew where it came from or where it went, I could definitely tell you where it was going to go.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm waiting with bated breath.
With bated breath.
We're locked in.
Okay.
Ooh, that means Jonathan and Zahkia, you can talk out loud.
Zahkia, quirky thought here. What's the elemental symbol for iodine?
I.
Just I? Is there a state in the U.S. whose abbreviation is just I?
No, but there is ID, which is Idaho. And that's where I was going. My first thought when I heard iodine state was Idaho. I'm like, well, is that because they're close words? And then I don't know what the heck a sandlapper is. It sounds
And maybe it's like a bird or a fish. It's probably a team mascot.
Yeah, maybe. To me, a sandlapper, I have this image of someone like on handsies, kneesies on a shore and like literally like lapping water like a dog.
Okay, well, that's not going to be Idaho if that's the case. But I assume
know what they're into out there.
I assume that there's like a sandlapper team name for a college in whatever the state this is, something like that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what team that would be, but that suggests it's probably like a college that not D1 or doesn't get a lot of coverage.
Maybe. So your gut was Idaho, because I did point out that Scott Barber is a governmental accountant, and it would not shock me at all to find out that Scott was the person who found this money in West Virginia and told Nick about it, and Nick wrote a question. I
am not against West Virginia, and I love Scott Barber. He's super cool.
But if your gut said Idaho, that's better. I don't have a gut. I have a huge gut, but I don't have a gut on this question.
I just don't really trust my gut on this, because I'm not sure if I'm thinking Idaho because I actually associate it with iodine, or Idaho because it sounds like iodine, kind of. So
I'm going to need to tell me whether or not your gut is good.
Well, we can go with my gut, and then I'll let you know if I need to have some probiotics after.
All right, we're going to say Idaho.
All right, they said Idaho. Carmela and Nick, what did you end up with?
So we were thinking like iodine, salt. Where's a place with a lot of salt? Because I didn't feel confident in this at all. I don't know this story, unfortunately. And so I think Nick and I just agreed to go with Utah and call it a day.
All right, so we have Utah versus Iowa?
Idaho.
Sorry, I forgot what you were.
That doesn't sound good.
All right, so we've got Utah versus Idaho. The correct answer, sandlapper, I believe, is a type of bird native to the shores of this state. It is South Carolina, so nobody gets the points.
If you had said sandpiper, I could have gotten a lot closer, because we have sandpipers up and down the East Coast, but never heard of sandlapper.
Yeah, so sandlapper is a demonym for the people of, or was a commonly used demonym for the people of South Carolina, which is why I ended up going with that. I think it was because of the bird, but it was more about the people.
Do we have any subor text about why it's iodine? I mean, that's
why it was the iodine state. No, that was just they used to be known as the iodine state until it was changed to what it currently is, which I'm not sure what that was, but I can look it up.
Palmetto, right?
Yeah, it's the Palmetto state. Yep. Originally, it was the iodine state.
It's not the hurricane state? I could have sworn.
Nope.
The Michael Turner state. Hi, Turner.
All right. So after one question, Nick is in the lead in this game. Solid game so far. Round one, question number 2. The category is movies.
Movies.
What is the only superhero movie since 2020 to gross over $1 billion at the box office? Superhero movies being a huge moneymaker up to that point. But since then, not so much.
We're locked in.
All right, they are locked in. Jonathan and Zahkia, once again, you can talk out loud.
My first question in the chat was, does Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse counts? Because it is animated.
I think it does. It's a superhero movie. There's no other way to categorize it.
Yeah.
I was asking about the Captain Marvel sequel.
I don't think it did. I'm not even sure if the first Captain Marvel did it.
I believe
did it cross 1 billion?
I believe it did. Every Marvel movie was crossing 1 billion in those days, it feels like. Actually, Nick, clarification.
Sure.
U.S. or worldwide?
This is worldwide.
That makes a difference for sure. Because I said everyone was, but no, only if you can count globally. The U.S. market isn't as strong. Okay, I like Across the Spider-Verse. I thought it was tremendous. It's a great movie, and I think that it could very well be the only one that has.
It's good. It's fresh on the brain because of a side quest Carmela and I did recently. Yeah, like you said, all the rest of the Marvel stuff has been kind of poopy lately. You got Black Widow, the next Thor, Love and Thunder didn't do well. Doctor Strange, the weird Jared Leto one. Like, yeah, I'm okay with going with.
It's Morbin time.
I think we're good to lock in with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
All right, so they said Across the Spider-Verse. Carmela and Nick, what did you say?
Not my category at all. I thought it was maybe the Super Pets. Probably a bad guess. But after thinking about it a little bit, Carmela and I landed on Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, what's that? What I know it's Into the Spider-Verse, but I'm like, that's the first one. What's the second one? Because Zahkia and I were on draft days recently talking about animated movies, and this is how Sam Carr became our frenemy, was because of specifically Across the Spider-Verse.
Wow.
So.
All right, so both teams said Across the Spider-Verse. Funny enough, there have been only 7 superhero movies released since the calendar year of 2020. In 2019, Avengers Endgame was released and became the number 1 all time. Since then, there have only been 7. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse ranks number 7 overall in that time span as far as money earned at just under $700 million.
Wow.
Yep.
I didn't think that was it. I thought that was it.
So then you have Thor Love and Thunder at 760, The Batman at 770. You've got Guardians of the Galaxy at 845, followed by Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness at 955. And the only one to break $1 billion is number 3 overall, all time at $1.92 billion. You had the right character. You went with the wrong movie. It was Spider-Man No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Oh,
no.
I gotta be. I
didn't think the later MCUs were doing that kind of money. Sorry, go ahead, John.
I'm ashamed and sorry, Zahkia. I had that, and so here's what happened. I thought for some reason that my previous relationship was before COVID when it was not. And yes, so time is a weird thing, right? But I saw the Spider-Man movie with like all the pulling in from all the other universes. I saw that in a 4D theater with like the seats shaking, all that crap. And I saw that with my ex-girlfriend and our kids. And we didn't start dating until 2021. But in my mind, when I was thinking about movies that came out after COVID, this wasn't on that list. It was like, no, that was before COVID. And yeah, I had
far
that
away from you now.
I had that information and totally blew it. I am sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. They didn't get the points either. We're good.
All right, so it is a bit early, but I just thought it'd be poignant to note that there is a perfect game in the works, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if it can hold up. All right, round 1, question number 3. The category is chess pieces. In modern times, the media is known as the fourth estate, a notion that builds on the traditional European concept of the 3 estates. Name 2 out of the 3.
Oh no, sorry. I don't think so, and that just made me laugh as if that was a response to this question. I look down. You're like, I don't think so.
You good to lock in, Nick?
Yeah, let's lock in.
We're gonna lock in.
All right, Zahkia. You suggested the crown in the church. My question to you: do you remember that the category is chess pieces?
Oh, I did not. So should I say?
So while I like the idea,
the
first thing that I thought of was the church, right? Same as you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know in terms of what Nick is doing here, what he wants from answers. I don't just know the answers straight off, right? But chess pieces are pawn, rook, knight, bishop, king, queen. That's all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be a rook. I don't know.
What is a rook? Anyway, that's the little castle one, right?
Is another word for a raven. And I think that the castle came out of like ravens nesting around castles and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I think I might be wrong. I think the three estates are like the peasants, the church, and the crown, like the nobles, peasants, and clergy.
I was just spitballing. Like the crown and the church sounds very, very British to me.
I don't think we should be as specific as the king or the queen or the bishop, but he did say chess pieces.
Yeah. But would the king and queen be seen as separate estates?
No, they're the same. They gotta be. I think just nobles and royalty. You know what? It could be royalty, nobility, and the church. But I think royalty and the church are probably good answers.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we'll lock in.
All right, so they said royalty and nobility. Carmela and Nick, what did you say?
That's not what we said.
No.
Oh, what did you say?
We said royalty in the church, right?
Yeah, we said royalty in the church.
All right, royalty. They said royalty and the church. Carmela and Nick, what did you say?
We had a much shorter conversation. I threw in the church and monarchy, and Nick went, "Yep." And we're like, "All right, cool."
Just all over it.
Nick, you're not supposed to give people thumbs up in their chats.
I didn't give anybody a thumbs up.
Not that.
No, that's Nick.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, this is gonna be.
Yeah, maybe Nick Groves could be Nick Classic. Oh, wait a minute. The new
old
Coke
Nick
was the bad one. Yeah,
no, he's
Groves. You're
old
new Nick. I'm Nick
old
Classic.
Nick and new Nick.
All right, so both teams said the royalty and the church, the monarchy and the church. The official ones are the clergy, the nobility, and the people. So points all around.
Okay,
just because you're being nice.
Yeah, no, the first estate is the clergy, the second estate is the nobility, and the third estate is the people.
And monarchy are typically different things. You could have absolutely been harder about that.
I could have, but considering I was pitching a perfect game at that point, it seemed reasonable.
Exactly.
All right, after round number 1, your score is 10 points for the team of Jonathan and Zahkia to the 10 points of the team of Carmela and Nick.
Oh my goodness, baby.
All right, we gotta shape up over here.
Yeah, pick up the pace a little. Jeez. All right, round 2, question number 1. Your category is come hell or high water. Before it became associated with a different Spanish explorer, Portuguese explorer Juan de Solis spent much of his time in South America searching for which legendary location?
Yeah. I feel good about that.
Yeah, me too.
We can lock in.
Carmela and Nick.
Yeah, that's what that is, Nick. El Dorado's Lost City of Gold. We more commonly associate with, like, I think Cortez, which would be the Spanish conquistador part of this. But that's the only, like, legendary location that I could think that fits both pieces.
Yeah. Let's see, South America. I mean, Fountain of Youth, I think that was what, Florida?
That's Florida.
Okay. Machu Picchu is real, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Lost City of Gold, El Dorado.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to go with El Dorado.
All right, Carmela and Nick said El Dorado. Jonathan, Zahkia, what did you say?
This is interesting. It could be El Dorado.
It could
We went
be.
with a
I forgot
different-
all about that movie.
Yeah. We went with a different famous Spanish explorer who's just 30 minutes down to the south here where the Fountain of Youth was discovered. So we went with the Fountain of Youth.
With Ponce de Leon, that
All right.
Spanish dude.
Deviation in the answers here. Carmela and Nick said El Dorado. Jonathan and Zahkia said Fountain of Youth. The Spanish explorer, which most people associate this legendary location with, is Ponce de Leon. Your correct answer is the Fountain of Youth.
Thank goodness. They scared me so bad.
The South America part did not bring me, because I know the Fountain of Youth.
Mhm.
The place that we know of is in St. Augustine.
Yeah, I think the real question you have to ask yourself is, did Juan de Solis know where the hell he was?
No, none of them did.
All right, 10 points for Jonathan, Zahkia, Carmela, and Nick. That is exactly how I expected that question to go, so thank you for proving me out right. One team going El Dorado and the other team going Fountain of Youth. That's
Really?
what I was hoping for. Yep.
Sorry, Nick.
No, you're good. Perfect.
Not you.
She means new Nick, not old Nick.
Ooh.
All right, round 2, question number 2. The category is wide load. The governing body FIG has recently discussed doubling the size of one of the main competition areas in which sport. It is proposed that they will change the surface from 4 inches to 8 inches.
Sounds like an advertisement you would get in your spam folder.
This is one of those things. This is what I like doing. Jonathan said to the host of the show, "Hey, let's tone it down on any of like the blue material and like let's make it more fun and more upbeat." So I said, "Great, I'll write a bunch of stuff that sounds bad but absolutely is not."
Which I'm totally okay with.
Yeah.
That is the appropriate level of goofiness. I was really hoping I was going to look down and find an answer by Zahkia, but apparently not.
No, I see your 3 dots going, so I thought that you were...
I got no dots.
1 minute left.
Nick, what was the category name?
Wide load.
Wide load.
We're going to lock it.
All right. That means that Jonathan, Zahkia, you got 30 seconds to talk out loud.
All right, Zahkia. So it feels like it's either the starting position or the ending position of something. Like it could be the target in curling, right? But I feel like that's bigger than this because a curling thing can fit all the way inside of a target, I believe. And so that feels bigger than that. But what about, like, are there targets in, like, the thing you slide along on sand? I can't remember the name of it. The old people play it on cruises. Hand something.
Shuffleboard?
Shuffleboard, yeah. Could it be like a shuffleboard target or something?
Do they have a governing body?
I'm sure they do. Everything has a governing body.
All right, need an answer.
Shuffleboard is better than, this might be a Jonathan. I like the idea of it being a target. So you can go with
Okay. You want to say shuffleboard?
Shuffleboard.
Right. Jonathan, Zahkia locking in with shuffleboard. Carmela and Nick, what did you say?
Yeah. So
think about old people games.
No, yeah, something with a very small surface. The competition area kind of threw us, but something with a small area that you're trying to hit and begins with an F. We went with fencing.
All right. So one team said fencing, the other team said shuffleboard. Slytherin is killing it in this game.
Oh, Nick.
A hard-ass question, dude.
It's a tough question. The FIG, the Federale Internacional Gimnastica, they are discussing changing the women's balance beam from 4 inches wide to 8 inches wide in order to keep up with the physical level of the sport.
That definitely, one of the pieces we were trying to parse was one of the main competition areas. And so that's why we were like maybe a starting point or an ending point. I suggested at first, before we were really honing in on that, I was like, what if we're talking about like increasing the depth of the ice for ice hockey or something like that? But we couldn't really parse the concept of multiple main areas. And now gymnastics, that absolutely rings better. Yeah.
All right. No points for that one. Round 2, question number 3. Your category is Mars Attacks.
That'll be funny for a reason later. Go ahead.
Okay. The variations of Forestario from Africa, Criollo from Central America, and Trinitario from Trinidad and Tobago constitute 85% of the world's supply of which commodity?
We're locked in.
All right, Jonathan and Zahkia.
I would be really surprised, Zahkia. So you suggested iron because of Mars. Because the surface of Mars is red because it's essentially rust. It's like an iron oxide situation. That's we both have the same understanding. The idea that 85% of the world's iron comes from these three places would be shocking. It would be really, really surprising.
Yeah. Oh, the variations.
So Forestario is a variation, Criollo is a variation, and Trinitario is a variation. Trinitario sounds like a three thing. Like there's a trinity involved in that word, right?
Yeah, or it could be like from Trinidad. So
yeah, Criollo sounds familiar. It sounds like food to me.
So Criollo just means mixed. So it could be like mixed people or mixed ethnicities to make food, or like, yeah, it's just, or like technically speaking in language, like a Criollo could be if you are French, you go to Louisiana and you are raised in Louisiana, you would be a Creole.
I got you.
So,
that is where I'm getting it. I'm getting it from words for people from historical times. Yeah. Okay.
Variations. I didn't see that. So, well, okay.
It doesn't mean it's not iron. The clue is still, or the category is still Mars attacks.
Yeah.
Unless he's referring to something specific about the movie.
Yeah. And I can't pull anything in the movie except like a stupid dance.
They had ray guns, disintegration rays, and big brains in jars. That's all I know about the movie.
All right, need an answer.
Clay was clay? Was it clay?
What, diamonds? Is there a Criollo diamond? Because I know there are a lot of diamonds in Africa, and Forestario sounds like
I think I like iron
colonized
better.
diamond situation.
And best of the stuff we've said.
But yeah, me too.
All right, we'll say iron.
All right. Jonathan, Zahkia said iron. Carmela and Nick, what did you say?
So I first threw out iron, and then I'm like, that can't be right.
Can't be.
I'm like, that can't be right. And then Nick, who I thought gave not host Nick, my partner Nick here, gave
not
what
old
I thought
Nick,
was a
new
brilliant
Nick.
Suggestion about where Mars may be coming from. So Nick, what did you suggest to us?
Mars Chocolate Company as maybe that was the hint. So we locked in with cocoa.
All right, so one team said iron, the other team said cocoa. 85% of the world's supply of chocolate comes from those three areas, and those are the three main variations. Cocoa is your correct answer.
Oh my!
Right.
I can never go home, and I'm home.
Zahkia, I'm having a very bad game. Let me tell you why this time.
Oh no!
When he said the category name Mars Attacks, the first thing I thought of was, wouldn't it be cute if this was like Mars bars? And then never thought it again for the rest of the time. After I saw the question, I never once went back to that original thought. Not once.
Oh,
All right, after round number
so
two.
irritated.
oh my god!
After round number 2, your score is 20 points for the team of Jonathan and Zahkia and 20 points for the team of Carmela and Nick. It is a tie game.
Something funny. So Kit initially paired this up as Nick and Zahkia versus Carmela and Jonathan. And these are all of our ratings are roughly, they're similar. They're very close enough to be interchangeable. And I pointed out that Zahkia and I almost never play together, very rarely. Carmela and I have played together a few times recently, and it's fun, but we always like bounce each other the wrong way. We just perform poorly as a team. And thought, okay, you know what? Let's mix it up and let's switch it to where I play with Zahkia and Carmela plays with Nick. And here we are. It's me.
Tie game.
I'm the problem. It's me.
No, Jonathan.
The first stop is admitting it.
I don't know. It's an equal opportunity bloodbath at this point. So
yeah. We
thanks to
didn't.
old Nick.
we didn't factor in, the chaos element over
Yeah, I was gonna say Slytherin has 30 points if we're just keeping score.
Oh my goodness.
All right, round 3, question number 1. The category is You Should Have Known Better. JoJo Siwa recently released a song that she claimed as her own. Ironically, instead of creating the comeback tour she was hoping for, it launched the career of Britt Smith, a retired pop star who actually recorded the song in 2012. What word is shared in the name of both songs that reached number 89 for Siwa and number 8 for Smith?
I got meow meows.
Yeah.
Meow meows.
I also have meow meows here.
Yep.
All right, I'll go with whatever you say. I can't contribute.
Okay. If I have meow meows and Carmela has meow meows.
You want a 3, 2, 1?
Yeah,
I'm good with it.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Karma.
Karma is your correct answer. Very good.
I have not seen the song or reference to the song, but I have seen the outfit.
Yeah.
I've seen the pictures, and it's a bold choice.
Yep.
Have you seen the choreography?
I have seen a little bit of the choreography. Also a bold choice.
I don't think the choreography is that bad. I think it's her interpretation of it.
Yeah.
Have you seen Bob the Drag Queen?
I have not. I have not seen Bob the Drag Queen.
Definitely elevates it.
That's what I'm saying. It's not the choreography, it's the performer. All right, points all around. Good work. Question number 2 in round number 3. Your category is literature. All right, I want you to think long and hard about this. Don't just jump to conclusions. Are we ready? What is the name of the title character of a novel series published in 1954 about a group of 9 people who take a trip to return some jewelry?
We're locked in.
All right, they are locked in. Zahkia and Jonathan.
Zahkia, the series is Lord of the Rings.
So who is the Lord of the Rings?
Sauron.
Sauron is the Lord
name
of the Rings?
title character of a novel series. It's the Lord of the Rings series.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the series is the Lord of the Rings. Now, if you want to make an argument and say Frodo is the Lord of the Rings, maybe you can, but I think that Saruman is the wizard. It's not that name, even though it's close. Sauron is the guy who I think that's the Lord of the Rings. I think that's the guy.
Yeah, I don't have a strong argument for Frodo. I am not his lawyer.
Frodo only ever had one ring.
Yep.
Rings implies all of the rings. It has to be Sauron.
Cool. I like it.
All right. We're going to say Sauron.
All right. Nick and Carmela.
Yeah, I mean, it's an ensemble because, technically, we call it a book series. It is technically one book that was so long that he had to chop it into 3 books. But yeah, it's one ring to rule them all. And I'm sorry, Nick, I'm just kind of talking over, taking over this whole conversation. But I'm seeing them all. They're re-releasing them in theaters next month. All 3 of the Peter Jackson movies, and I'm going to go see them. So I'm very excited about it. But yeah, it's definitely Sauron. He is the Lord of the Rings.
All right, both teams said Sauron. Both teams correctly thought that through. Good work.
Sarah absolutely loves Lord of the Rings, the books, the series. This is one of the places where it was a really nice intersection of, okay, you're nerdy enough for me, right? Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is, though, is Carmela, you just mentioned going and seeing the movies. If I paid her $200,000, she would not go to the movies to sit through those movies.
All 3. Yeah.
Because she cannot, even if she liked it, which she doesn't like the battles in movies, so that's a big out right there. But just the length of each of them.
That's the whole second movie.
The length of them, it's such a non-starter. It's no way. I have to take 6 breaks to make it through this movie.
Yeah, it will be because it's the extended editions that are being released in the theaters.
Oh my God. Of course.
For the event. So it will be, it will definitely challenge my ADHD. But
challenge your
I'm
endurance.
My dad's preferred way to get through The Lord of the Rings, well, not the movie series because he loves them, but the books, was to get zooted and put on some symphony music and just read the series.
You know what? I did not expect that to start off with. My dad gets zooted.
Yes, I love that.
To get through these books. I'm like, you go, Zahkia's dad.
Yeah.
All right. Round 3. Question number 3. Your category is Nick recites a hit.
Okay. All right. He's not going to sing for us. Sorry, Nick. You could have really amped it up a level.
Yeah, but no, here we are. Released June 30th, 1997, off the album Foosh Yumang, and reaching number 1 on the U.S. Billboard rock charts, which debut single contains the following lyrics. Hey, I know it's just a song, but it's a spice for the recipe. This is a love attack. I know it went out, but it's back.
Oh. Woo!
We can lock in.
Oh, no. I have a clarifying question.
So, okay. So, you have a clarifying question?
Yeah, so debut single is a debut single for the album and not debut single for the band, right?
It is for the band.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Both. It's both.
So, Foosh Yumang is absolutely just some childish kind of play off of man. So this is going to be a childish band. The first name that comes to my mind is Bloodhound Gang. Could this be Mammals?
Oh, the Bad Touch?
Yeah, is that the name of the song?
You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Is Nick allowed to write questions like that?
And Nick absolutely said he's threading the line as much as he can because that is his nature. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I think it's not fair to call it a debut single for them as a band, if that's true, because they were around and had other songs. But in terms of releasing a song to radio airplay, maybe it is.
Yeah.
Do you have any other ideas? Because that's a starting point.
I like that. Like 1997 seems like
I don't know the name of the album. I know they had an album called One Fierce Beer Coaster, and I thought that was earlier than that. That was the one with Fire, Water, Burn or something like that.
Nick, did you test this question on Scott Barber and Dustin Rush and Brian Nash?
I did.
They got it? Yeah.
It took Scott less than a second to respond. It was the fastest question to answer response time of the entire thing.
This has that vibe.
It's not System of a Down, which immediately comes to mind in that era as well.
Like, System of a Down isn't necessarily silly. I think people just kind of take them as being sillier than they actually are. Mm-hmm. This could be like Sugar Ray. No, is that too early for Sugar Ray?
Sugar Ray's never reaching the top of a rock chart.
I'm okay with Bloodhound Gang. I don't think I'm terrible with song lyrics. This is not my bag at all. And
he wants the song, so the song would be The Bad Touch.
The song would be The Bad Touch.
All right, I think we do it.
Okay.
All right, they're locked in with The Bad Touch. Carmela and Nick, what did you say?
I'm just like, call time before you, Jonathan, stumble your way past it, what you need to do. But you didn't mention the band, but I was worried that you would. It took me a second, but then I heard, Nick, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's all right. As long as you sing it for us, that's all. That's all that really matters.
I can't. It's really just this one line, like, this is a love attack. I know it out, but it's back. It's Walking on the Sun, Smash Mouth.
And just like any fad, it retracts before impact. And just like fashion, it's a passion with it and hip. That's correct. Walking on the Sun by Carmela.
Supplies are running out.
6 to 8 years to arrive, and if you follow them, maybe
it's a big hit. Yeah, nope.
Way to go!
Yeah,
Carmela.
this was right in the era where I was ending my first attempt at college and had no money. Was not buying any albums off the rack, so I missed this album completely.
97 was all Spice Girls for me. So
yeah, I mean, there was that too, but this was, definitely prime radio listening time for me because I was, in like I don't know, 5th grade.
I was going to say, if you say elementary school, I'm going to go vomit.
I was in elementary school.
This is freshman year of college. After round number 3, your scores are 50 points for the team of Carmela and Nick to Jonathan and Zahkia's 40. We have a new leader, or a leader.
All right, Zahkia, so all of our bad touch is coming out in this first half. We're gonna come back in the second half here.
You're gonna walk on the sun. That sounds
no. We're gonna take ska influences and pick it up. That's what we're gonna do.
Also, perfect round out of Carmela and Nick in round number 3.
All right. I mean, I guess if you add up our scores, we got a perfect 90 in the first half. So take that, Nick.
Yeah. Your midpoint is in the category of sports.
Sports.
There are 6 teams in the Big Four sports that end in CKS. For 4 points apiece, name 5 of the 6.
We can lock in those 5.
All right, Carmela and Nick.
Well, I think we were just about to lock in. Yeah, Nick?
We were. I think we can, let's see, we've got 2 NBA, 2 NHL, and a baseball. So I think we can lock in.
All right, so we're going to go with Diamondbacks, Bucks, Knicks, Canucks, and Ducks.
It's poetry.
All right, Jonathan, Zahkia, what did you lock in with?
The same, different order. The Knicks, the Canucks, the Bucks, the Ducks, and the Diamondbacks. Please exclude the New York Knocks. Auto-corrected to me. And the Salem Rocks, which was my high school team.
All right. Okay, so both teams locked in with the same answers. For the pedants that are out there listening to the show, I understand that the Knicks name is Knickerbockers. Nobody calls them that. We are accepting Knicks, which is why I gave 5 out of 6, because I was giving leeway anyway. The 6th team that nobody named was the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, the Mavericks.
Oh,
okay.
I don't know if I'd ever get there.
Yeah.
I was going to run out of time.
I got Diamondbacks. I was like, woo, I named a baseball team.
I went through the whole NFL, and I was halfway through Major League Baseball before I got to Diamondbacks. I'm like, oh, thank God, there they are.
All right, perfect score on the midpoint out of both teams. It is 70-60 headed into the second half.
All right, everybody, that is the end of the first half. Before we go on to the second half, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by BetterHelp. With BetterHelp, when I do these ads, they give me a thing they say to talk about. And this one is talking about how the year has gone so quickly and what's something you're proud of in 2024. And I kind of love it. I have to admit, the last few ads I've done, I've been like, oh, that was a really cool thing to think of. And when I think about something I've done in 2024 that I'm proud of, I think about intentionally spending more time with Sebastian, my son. I have been much more active in taking him outside. I bought him a new baseball glove. We've been playing catch a lot. We've been throwing the football back and forth a lot, too. Both of us are throwing much better spirals now than we were at the beginning of the year. And I'm proud that I've taken time to do that. And it's worth thinking about, guys. When life goes so fast for all of us, it is important to take a moment to celebrate your wins and think about what the rest of the year might look like. BetterHelp, having a counselor, is a great person to talk to about things that maybe you're not comfortable talking to other people about. Therapy doesn't just have to be about resolving trauma. Sometimes it's about developing skills to deal with anxiety. I had an anxiety moment this morning, and the things I've talked about in therapy in the past definitely helped me. So I guess what I'm saying is that therapy is worth it. I have had great experiences with it. If you haven't, I encourage you to give it a try. It can make a big difference in your life and how you see yourself and how you operate in the world. So if you're thinking about it, why not give BetterHelp a try? It's easy, it's fast, it's flexible. You can make it work for you. Just go to betterhelp.com BetterHelp.com/TWA. You'll get 10% off of your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TWA. All right, let's get on with the second half of today's episode.
All right, 70 to 60 after the midpoint with Carmela and Nick in the lead. We move on to round number 4, and round number 4, everybody's gonna hate, so sorry. They are all language riddles.
Okay.
Beep. Question number 1 in round number 4. Which 3-letter, 1-syllable word can you add the letter A to make it a 3-syllable word?
Locked in.
All right, Carmela and Nick.
You add an A to that.
What about
Is that 2 H's?
No. What about R? A-R-E. If you add A to the end, it's area.
Perfect. I was just thinking to add an A to the front, but add an A to the end of R, area.
Yeah. So
okay. Yeah.
We're gonna say A-R-E-R.
All right, they said R. Jonathan and Zahkia.
Same thing. Yeah, I think I ran across that somewhere in the last year. I knew it was going to be taking something that ends in a vowel and adding another vowel to it, and we turned R into area.
All right, both teams said R. Both teams are correct.
Yay!
Frickin' A, man.
Yeah.
So this is how it's going to go down 4th round. Oh, God.
Yep. Just FYI, that was the one question that Scott and Dustin didn't get. They needed a hint.
Suck it.
All right, question number 2 in round number 4, once again in the category of language riddles. The answer is a fruit. If you take away the first 2 letters, it's an animal. If you take away the first and last letters, it's a type of music. What is the fruit?
Oh.
Yep. I'm pretty sure that's it, Nick.
Yep. We're good. You're locked in.
We're locked in.
I just saw it, Zahkia, and I love it.
Yeah, yep. I think I have this one. Yay. So I think it's grape. So if you take away the first and last letter, you got rap. And if you take away the G and R, you have ape. So
Grape ape.
I believe this is great.
Grape. All right, they said grape, Carmela and Nick.
Yeah, this is all Carmela. The only fruit I could come up with was kumquat. I was not getting there.
The umqua, very popular music style.
So Carmela, go ahead.
Yeah, I did not go with kumquat. I don't know if I would have landed on kumquat in the first 10
ever.
I thought of. But I like it. I know it mostly is a paint color. So yeah, I said grape. I'm like I don't know, grape, and I'm like, oh yeah, that works. So grape.
All right, both teams said grape. Both teams are correct.
But now I'm waiting for the debut single from the band Jamira Kumquat. Like,
he'll be dancing on the ceiling. You know,
Jamiroquat. Let's see, if a kumquats, you got low quads, you got Jamiroquats.
All right, and your final question in round number 4 in the category of language riddles, which apparently you guys are killing. Which 5-letter word has 4 silent letters?
Very confident.
Almost certain, Nick.
We're locked in.
All right. Yeah, we lock in.
All right. Well, both teams are locked in.
Do you want a 3, 2, 1?
Let's see. We can 3, 2, 1. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Q.
Q is correct. All right. Perfect round. So since the beginning of the midpoint, nobody has missed anything. Solid start to the second half. 100 to 90 with Carmela and Nick still in lead by 10.
Nick, you're a rude dude. Not good Nick, bad Nick. You're a rude dude.
Good Nick and evil Nick.
I think we've landed on the nomenclature.
Oh, big Nick energy. Oh, good Lord.
It's my candle. My candle. That's what it smells like.
That smells like a bag of Nicks.
Round 5, question number 1. Your category for the entire round is records. Question number 1, all-time records is your category. Who is the one American that has been inducted into the U.S. Hall of Fames for hockey, speed skating, and figure skating?
They got a lot of hockey out there in Missouri.
Puns. Yeah, only when we get ice storms. That's about it.
I mean, I don't know an answer. We could just go with the first thing I said if you want.
Yeah, because I don't think I'm going to come up like anything better. So.
Okay. We'll go ahead and lock in.
Okay.
All right. They're locked in. Carmela and Nick, you got about a minute left.
Well, I said that Canada McMaple Bacon should be in the Hall of Fame. It's a tragedy that they're not.
There's still time. There's still time.
Emeritus, no doubt. Yeah, the only kind of skater I could think of, there was a guy back in the 50s and 60s by the name of Dick Button. And he was just kind of, I don't know anything about hockey, but I know he's in the Olympics for like figure skating and speed skating. Back then, I feel like, you know, you could excel in a lot of different things. It's not as specialized.
Yeah.
And what do you think?
Yeah, I like it. I don't know a whole lot about these kinds of things, obviously, because I think Canada Maple Bacon's a hockey player. And I mean, there is the fact that he's got a kind of a funny name, and it wouldn't surprise me if Nick picked it because he's got kind of a funny name. So we're just gonna game theory this, and we're gonna go with Button.
Button.
What's funny about his name, Carmela?
Nothing. You wouldn't understand.
Okay. Fair.
All right. Jonathan and Zahkia, what did you say?
We didn't say
I'm
Dick
glad
Button.
we didn't go with the esteemed American Canada McMaple Bacon.
I thought about it. I really thought about pushing for that.
Did he immigrate?
I'm like, I don't know.
What if he immigrated?
Maybe.
Yeah, we didn't spend a lot of time with this because we knew we didn't know it. So we ended up asking ourselves, what would Brian Boitano do? And he would name himself. We said Brian Boitano.
All right. So Jonathan and Zahkia said Brian Boitano. Carmela and Nick said Button. 10 points to Slytherin here. Your correct answer for being inducted into the Hall of Fames for hockey, speed skating, and figure skating. He is also in the Inventing Hall of Fame. Your correct answer is Frank Zamboni.
Oh.
I like it. I hate it, but I like it.
Oh, I get it.
I groaned so much that Zoom asked me if I was playing music.
Oh man, that was sadistic.
I think that's my favorite question in the game.
I love it.
I like that one.
Well done.
Yeah, no, I can't hate. I really, really like that.
That's a good question, right? All right. Yeah, it absolutely is.
I'll never forget that one. It's like in the spelling bee. Like you always know the word that knocked you out in 4th grade. You will never forget it. So Zamboni.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, was the word that knocked you out in 4th grade kumquat?
No, it actually was kind of ironic. The word that knocked me out was awry. And my plans to win the spelling bee went awry when I spelled it ARRAY.
Wouldn't have been more ironic if the word that knocked you out of the spelling bee was Zamboni.
Just has a vendetta against Zambonis.
All right, round 5, question number 2. The category is career records. Beginning with his debut in Endless Love in 1981, Tom Cruise, believe it or not, has only been in 52 movies over his 43-year career. In that time, he has been nominated for 3 acting Oscars. Name 2 of the 3 movies, and for a bonus 2 points, name all 3.
Bonus brigade! Nick, are we just naming 3 movies, or do we have to specify which one's the bonus?
All right, no, I think you have to give me the 2 you want for your main answer and the 1 you're picking for the bonus.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. All right, about 45 seconds left.
All right, I'm good with that.
Okay.
We'll lock in.
We're thinking Jerry Maguire, Born on the 4th of July, and then throw Magnolia in for bonus.
Yeah, I think so. Our chat looks like IMDb. I mean, it's just...
You would never know that I actually strongly dislike Tom Cruise by all the movies that I know he's been in. Yeah, so let's go with Jerry Maguire, Born on the 4th of July, and Magnolia.
Perfect.
All right.
Magnolia is a good pull.
Oh, no, I didn't think Magnolia would be in there. I hope that's not right.
But
I would have said that.
I mean,
if
we
I thought
talked
it
about
was
a lot of good ones, right?
Yeah, we named a lot. I kind of pushed us away from Jerry Maguire. I hope it's not right. I didn't think a rom-com would be getting a bunch of nominations, and like Zahkia said, Cuba was nominated for that. We ended up going with Born on the 4th of July, A Few Good Men, and the bonus of Rain Man.
Your first Best Actor nomination in 1990, both teams got it right, is Born on the 4th of July.
Woo!
That sucks for us. That means Rain Man's
That takes
wrong.
out Rain Man, doesn't it?
Your second nomination in 1997, also for Best Actor, is Jerry Maguire.
Damn it.
All right.
And your third for Best Supporting Actor
Is it Collateral?
in 2000
No.
is Magnolia.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, God.
You dislike him, but you got the try?
Way to
I did
go.
too. So I know which movies not to watch.
Yeah, that was
Also,
that
funnily
was
enough,
not for me.
he did not win for any of those movies. He does not have an Oscar.
Not surprising.
It's, I mean, you think about it. He's got, what did I say, 52 movies in 43 years, and y'all could, if I gave you enough time, probably name 50 of them.
We named a lot.
Yeah,
Color
absolutely.
of Money. We said Rain Man, Tropic Thunder,
Yep.
Valkyrie.
Honestly, he should
Days
have
of
been
Thunder.
nominated for Tropic Thunder.
I just remember there was so much buzz about it, and I was
Yeah.
like, that can't possibly be it, right? So,
Far and Away, Eyes Wide Shut, Valkyrie,
Vanilla Sky.
Vanilla
Risky Business.
Sky, Risky Business.
well, I told Carmela I have no thunder on this. I was like, oh, Days of Thunder, maybe. No.
The thing about him is that there are, I don't know, 5 to 10 really, really good movies that are well liked and well received by critics and audiences beyond like the big blow up superhero type movies, even though they're not superheroes. Like, it's not like you have a dearth of good movies to choose from. They're just essentially the Academy saying they're not good movies because of him.
I don't know. I think he's got more than you think.
I just said he has plenty. I'm saying the Academy is saying they're not good because of him, because they didn't nominate him.
Fair. And Night and Day is wildly underrated.
Oh,
The one
I know
with
that
Cameron
movie.
Diaz.
Yeah, I did see that movie.
All the points for Carmela and Nick. None of the points for Jonathan and Zahkia. Round 5, question number 3. Final question in the category of records. It is financial records. The pocket watch of John Jacob Astor IV sold last week at auction for $1.46 million, making it the most expensive object sold related to what event? Please note it is not Jingleheimer Schmidt as the...
Yeah.
Okay, we can lock in.
You saying like the sinking of the Titanic? That makes a lot of sense. You know, it would be a watch that probably doesn't work very well. I mean, they may have restored it. You know, if they recovered it, or if someone is from a survivor.
Yeah, I recall, I think, was it last year, a couple years ago, they recovered like a dinner menu from the Titanic, and that went for a lot of money. I don't think it was that much.
I like it. Let's go with the sinking of the Titanic.
Can't come up with anything else. Yeah, for sure.
All right, they said sinking of the Titanic. Jonathan and Zahkia.
We also went with the Titanic. Astor, I believe, is well known for going down with the ship. I think he is the very wealthy person who declined to get on a lifeboat so that more women and children could get on, and his wife chose to stay with him on the ship as opposed to getting onto a lifeboat without him. I think that is him. I think that's his story. So we said the Titanic.
All right, so both teams said the Titanic. Nick, I think what you are thinking of was a couple of episodes ago. Was it Zahkia? Did you ask the question about the chicken a la Maryland?
No.
No, it might have been Aaron then. But yeah, somebody asked a question about the chicken a la Maryland, which was one of the 2 dinner options on the night the Titanic sank. The correct answer is the Titanic.
All right.
All right, solid second half of that round out of both teams. Your score headed into round number 6, 122 for the team of Carmela and Nick to 100 for Zahkia and Jonathan.
Yikes. Ugh.
The lead grows. Round 6.